Hello, this is Jongno, Seoul. It's a key economic district, the heart of Seoul. It's a densely packed area of high-rise buildings. This video starts in Jongno and explores Cheonggyecheon Stream, Seoul City Hall, and the streets of Jongno. If you walk to the right for just 10 minutes from where I am now, you'll reach Gwanghamun Square, where the palace is located. As you know, the area where the palace once stood was the center of power. It's been the central area ever since Seoul became the new capital about 600 years ago. It's said that people flocked here like clouds in the past. This still holds true today. This area has the highest office rent in Korea. Koreans often debate whether the center of Seoul is the old Jongno or the new Gangnam. Most Koreans consider Jongno to be the center of Seoul. The reason Gangnam, a prominent area of Seoul, was developed was to prevent further expansion of the Jongno area. In the 1970s, the government banned real estate development in Jongno and focused on Gangnam. The embassies of the United States, China, Japan, and Russia are located here, and the Blue House, the presidential office, is also located nearby. I'm currently at the Jonggak Station Intersection. Look to the left and you'll see the subway entrance. The building you see on the right is the headquarters of Standard Chartered Bank Korea. I'll turn left. Then you'll come to an intersection. This is the heart of Jongno. Looking to the left, you'll see a uniquely shaped skyscraper. That building is Jongno Tower, a landmark in Jongno. Chairman Lee Kun-hee, then head of Samsung Group, wanted to build a symbolic building. This was because the department store that once stood here was the first modern building designed by a Korean architect during the Japanese colonial period. It was a building of immense significance. The building's unique exterior still makes it one of Jongno's most iconic buildings. On the top floor, there's a high-end restaurant, a popular spot for wedding proposals. It's currently owned by SK Group, a South Korean telecommunications and semiconductor company. And if you look to the left, you'll see a traditional building across the street. That building is Bosingak. On the second floor of the building, there's a very large bell. In the past, it served as a timekeeper for this area. This area is called Jongno, which means road with a large bell in Korean. Every day at noon, the bell is struck 12 times to signal the start of the new year. It's still being struck to this day. And every year, on the night of December 31st, Seoul citizens gather here to welcome the new year. On that day, all roads at this intersection are blocked off, and approximately 50,000 people gather here. I continued walking forward along the road. Following the road, you'll soon reach Cheonggyecheon Stream. To the right, you'll see the main branch of Youngpoon Bookstore. It's a massive bookstore, occupying approximately 114,000 square feet on the first basement level. Cross the crosswalk directly ahead and you'll arrive at Cheonggyecheon Stream. The black building on the left is Shinhan Bank, a major Korean bank. To its left is the headquarters of Hanwha Group, a leading Korean defense company. The sky blue high-rise building directly ahead is IM Bank. The gray building to its right is the Korea Tourism Organization. This shows just how important Jongno is. It's home to many of Korea's most influential conglomerates, financial institutions, and government offices. I'll now turn right and walk. I arrived at the Gwangcheonggyo Bridge in Cheonggyecheon. TO to the left is the Korea Deposit Insurance Corporation headquarters building. Looking down at Cheonggyecheon, there's a space where people can sit and read. The Seoul Metropolitan Government has created an outdoor library. Looking straight ahead, you can see a pointed tower in the distance. That's the starting point of Cheonggyecheon. I've now come down to the walking path beneath Cheonggyecheon Stream. I visited here around 5:30 p.m. on a Saturday. Perhaps because it's a holiday, I see families with children. On weekdays, office workers from the area often come out to get some fresh air. Perhaps that's why the satisfaction level of employees in Jongno is so high among all the offices in Seoul. I'm walking along the trail and I can hear the voices of protesters. Protests like this happen every Saturday at Cheonggyecheon and Gwanghwamun.
This happens not only here at Cheonggyecheon, but also frequently in major tourist areas in Seoul. If you find the noise from protests disturbing, it's better to visit on a weekday or Sunday rather than Saturday. After crossing the stepping stones, I walk to the left. There's a canopy to block the strong sunlight. In the past, this area was a road instead of a river. It's said that the restoration of Cheonggyecheon was modeled after the Riverwalk in San Antonio, Texas. It was designed to suit Seoul's climate. And Korea experiences heavy rainfall in the summer, so the river often overflows. If you look at the walkway, you'll see that the walls on both sides are quite high. During heavy rain, the entrance to the walkway is completely blocked, and the river rises to the height of the walls. The waterfall you see in the foreground marks the beginning of this river. Under normal conditions, Cheonggyecheon is a man-made stream. It purifies water from the Han River in Seoul and then pumps it here, releasing an average of 80 million pounds of water. With the clean water flowing, fish and large birds like egrets can be easily spotted within the city, a truly breathtaking sight. This is Cheonggye Plaza, and the building on the left is the Seoul Metropolitan Government Facilities Headquarters Office. And to the right is the glass-walled headquarters of the Donga Ilbo. Founded by independence activists Choi Do-sun and Kim Song-soo, this newspaper served as a voice for the Korean people during the Japanese colonial period. Right after its launch, it strongly criticized the Japanese government, leading to a historic ban on publication and the deletion of articles within 2 weeks. I turn around and walk towards Seoul City Hall. Looking to the left, you'll see Cheonggyecheon Stream. Here, I'll turn right. From here, we reach Mugyo-dong Street. This is known as Seoul's oldest restaurant alley. It's been a densely populated area of restaurants since the Middle Ages, hundreds of years ago. At that time, the Gunkisi, which is similar to the current Defense Acquisition Program Administration, and the Saongwon, an organization that prepared royal banquets, were located here. This area was overflowing with food and supplies, and with it, a large workforce. There were numerous restaurants catering to these workers. This culture continues to this day. The entrance to the restaurant alley is on the left. It's currently Saturday, so there aren't many people, but you'll see more people here on a weekday. Local office workers often eat here for lunch or company dinners. If you walk along that road for about 5 minutes, you'll arrive at Seoul City Hall. Like Cheonggyecheon, there's an outdoor library here, and the sofas appear to be made of a softer material than the chairs I saw at Cheonggyecheon. Looking from the front, the old building is the former Seoul City Hall. Behind that building, the non-linear, blue glass-clad building is the new Seoul City Hall. When the new building was completed in 2012, it was a source of controversy. The building's wave-like exterior, seemingly engulfing the Seoul City Hall building, was not well received by the public. The original meaning of the word wave was not a wave, but rather an abstract design of the eaves of a hanok, traditional Korean house. The old City Hall building was decorated to commemorate the 80th anniversary of Korea's liberation. It features the old Taegukgi, Korean flag, with the words Daehan Independence written on it, and a Taegukgi pinwheel sits on the building's roof. I believe the pinwheel was used to symbolize the wind of independence. Let's go inside the Seoul City Hall building. I'm standing in front of the entrance to the Seoul City Hall building. The entrance was barricaded, preventing me from entering. Fortunately, there was a sign saying I could enter through the back door of City Hall. I entered through the back door of City Hall. Perhaps because it was Saturday, it was quiet and empty. The interior of the building was even more ornate than it appeared from the outside. To the right, you can see the main entrance. I guess this is the Civil Service Center. Korea is famous for having one of the fastest administrative processing systems in the world. This is because all administrative documents are computerized and managed in an integrated manner. So simple civil service applications can be filed online without having to visit a public institution. Furthermore, Korea has a law requiring administrative agencies to process civil service applications within 45 days. This means that you can receive administrative services within 2 months at the most. Inside City Hall, there was a small sculpture like this. Because the palace is nearby, City Hall couldn't be built tall due to cultural heritage legal height restrictions. Therefore, City Hall offices are located here, and other departments are scattered across various buildings. I exited through the back door of City Hall. This time, I'm going to explore Mugyo-dong Street. If you walk left at this intersection, you'll reach Cheonggyecheon Stream. Look to your right and you'll see a McDonald's. That's the McDonald's Korea headquarters. I'll continue straight ahead.
The administrative district from around Seoul City Hall is Jonggu. Cheonggyecheon, where we walked earlier, divides Jongno and Jonggu. A 5-minute walk along this road will take you to Iljiro Intersection. This area is home to Myeongdong, a major tourist destination and hotspot in Seoul.
This is a place called Dadong. It's located right next to Mugyo-dong. Mugyo-dong and Dadong are considered the same area, although their administrative districts are different. It's a restaurant alley surrounded by high-rise buildings.
To the right, you'll see the headquarters building of Hana Bank, a major Korean bank. I'll turn left here and enter the narrow alley. This is Dadong's main restaurant alley. Even though it's Saturday, some of the restaurants are still open. Because this is an office building, it's usually crowded on weekdays and closed on weekends. Still, it seems like people come here for dinner. I exited the alley and walked around to Mugyo-dong. If you walk left, you'll reach Seoul City Hall. If you walk right, you'll reach Cheonggyecheon Stream. This concludes my Jongno tour video. Thank you for watching.